Hello and welcome to Epic Sketch Time. Epic Sketch Time is an online drawing group. We meet every week on Mondays at 4:30 for about an hour. We usually work on our own projects. Sometimes we do little drawings lessons when a member of the group says, "Hey, how do you guys suggest I draw this?" And I'll introduce myself, then I'll have the attendees introduce themselves. I'm Mark Monlux. I live in Tacoma, Washington. I'm a freelance illustrator. And today I'm going to be working on a drawing of Robot Monster. Bill, you're next.
I am Bill Morse. I'm a freelance illustrator and cartoonist working in Seattle, Washington, and I do a webcomic called Rhapsodies, and today I will be working on doing some brainstorming for said comic.
Hi there, my name is Roger Crown. I'm an amateur cartoonist and animator coming from Spokane, Washington. Today I'll be working on animation of a bull running into a brick wall, lifting up and putting it down. Thanks.
Roger, will the bull be lifting up the wall?
The bull.
Okay, or will the wall be lifting up the bull?
Maybe a little both.
You got two inanimate objects that typically don't move of their own volition. So I'm just kind of curious. So one of the things I like to do sometimes is there's a website a Facebook page called Monster Monday.
Oh.
And I was thinking about doing a monster for Monster Monday yesterday. And lo and behold, sorry, I'm distracted. I'm responding to emails in case there's someone here trying to get in.
Ooh, that one came out well, Roger.
Yeah, I think so. It might be for Frankenstein Friday over at Facebook. I'm not sure.
Is there such a thing? I'm sure there is, but I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, there's Monster Monday and Frankenstein Friday.
Frankenstein Friday. I've never heard of Frankenstein. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, they're both on Facebook.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's interesting. I have some notes for a modern Frankenstein's, for a modern version of Frankenstein. The working title is Clay and Tears.
Interesting.
I figured I didn't want, because my philosophy was I didn't want to actually call it Frankenstein because that would give everything away, you know. But it's a variation of the modern Prometheus.
Yes.
Is that in Ovid's Metamorphosis there's a line that when Prometheus created mankind, they mixed clay with tears, and that's one of the things of why everything's wrong with humanity. Oh, that takes me back. Definitely an improvement of the real one.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of over stylize them, and but normally I would do something more cartoony, but I thought, I can do something halfway cartoony, halfway artsy. So I think what I'll do is use this as a template and see how well it goes from there. And I'll stop that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll let people enjoy Roger drawing for a while before I decide to show off my drawing.
Oh, speaking of animation, Roger, have you seen the new Gendy Tartovsky cartoon?
Which one?
A unicorn eternal warrior?
No.
The first one is on YouTube, but it's very pretty. Essentially, the design philosophy is this mix between, almost a perfect mix between Max Fleischer and Osamu Tezuka. And it, as is most of Tartovsky's stuff, very pretty.
Right. I'll check it out.
Bill, what was your double feature last week?
Oh, I've been so focused on the Mermaid Challenge that I really haven't been watching much beyond the cable that I have access to right now.
Oh, so what are you enjoying on cable since you normally don't get it?
Well, the unicorn show that I just mentioned. And other than that, not that much. As I said, I've been doing a lot of drawing, and because the video player that they have is, and I keep meaning to watch the Pinocchio movie. Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't. It's on Disney Plus. So
No, it's not. It's on. Well, yeah, that thing is on. That thing is on Disney Plus, but that's not the Pinocchio I'm talking about. It's on Netflix.
you're talking about the Del Toro one. Okay.
Yes, I am. And speaking of which, anybody remotely curious about the Little Mermaid movie?
Not really. I'm not terribly into the live action.
And that's my general attitude as well, though. I mean, I'm technically curious about exactly what they're doing with it. For example, are they going to use some of the Broadway script that had 3 more songs, or I mean, the clips they've been showing are some nice little showing off of the scenery, but that proves nothing. As we all know that the having all the good stuff in the trailer is an art form unto itself.
Right. And I love Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, the octopus
Yes.
character.
I didn't catch her name. She came off as a little too pretty for me when I saw her in the stills. But
Yeah, well, she sounds
it's not like
exactly,
Divine is still alive to play the part. So what can you do?
she sounds exactly like the original woman in the animated version.
Yeah,
Can't think of her name. Oh well.
Pat something or other, and she's no longer with us either.
Pat Carroll. Yeah.
Pat Carroll, right?
Pat Carroll. Yeah. Pat Carroll. She's one of those win all those game shows.
Uh-huh. One of those people who had a almost permanent spot on Hollywood Squares and all that.
I think so. Yeah.
Bill, are you old enough to have enjoyed Hollywood Squares?
Well, enjoy is a very relative term there, but to be aware of it. Probably too young to appreciate it, though.
I loved watching the Hollywood Squares.
Oh, tell us why, Mark.
Who was the actor? Ray Lynn?
Yeah, no, Poland.
Paul Lynn, yes. Oh my God. Paul Lynn was so hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, he was the best part of some of the Hanna-Barbera shows and Bewitched. I mean, he owned that role.
So, Mark, how come James Stowe or any other regular Sunday people don't come here?
Stowe's a pretty busy guy. He has a day
Stowe's
job.
he's a teacher.
Oh.
So he's still in classes right now.
Oh, okay.
This time slot does not work for Stan because he's got a standing meeting with a client at this time.
Oh.
It happens. You get some regulars, people who've been with it for years, and then suddenly they're unable to attend.
Right.
Like I got the text from Katie. She forgot to let me know that she wasn't going to be able to make it today.
Oh, I didn't. Did I tell you my piece of luck from 2 weeks ago?
If you did, I forgot it. What was your piece of luck?
Well, I was at the New England group's free show and tell event, and Christopher Hart was there. And for once, I remembered to ask him if he'd be interested in speaking at Cartoonist Northwest, and yes.
Now,
So,
which group? National Cartoonist Society, Graphic Artists Guild.
oh, the show and tell thing where I occasionally run into him at, and he's been in Fandango as well, is the Guild group.
Oh, okay.
And the Cartoonist Northwest is Cartoonist Northwest. I don't know if Christopher Hart is a member of the Cartoonist Society.
Okay, so when will he be the attendee? Guest.
At the moment, we're looking at June, but who knows?
Oh, okay.
But that'll be pretty cool. And if I do it right, an excellent draw. And let's see, based on your advice from either last week or something else, I started looking into the greeting cards option.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, the only downside of it is the dimensions I'm not getting into the fact that a lot of the stuff shows their age quite a bit, means that it's probably in my best interest to do most of them over again. But that just means I can work in a bigger format and do better picks.
Well, before you do everything over again, I think what you can do is show off the image. Oh, wait a minute. You're thinking about doing them yourself rather than submitting them to a greeting card company, right?
Oh, I'd mostly been thinking of it as Kickstarter, yeah. But as a greeting card company, what I have is definitely a good, makes for a useful pitch. But for the most part, I've been considering greeting cards as a good way to start a minimal size campaign for Kickstarter. The other thing I was wondering, anybody you know that does on your people to call regarding calendars? My search for calendar templates didn't yield any print shops. It just yielded templates on how to do the calendar part of the calendar, not the whole published thing with the picture on top.
Jeanette Smith is an agent,
Mm-hmm.
and she sells templates for things like calendars and paper and stuff. So you
Right.
may be able to buy a template from her. Maybe she has a package for all types of calendars. Like there's the one day. Oh, Roger's doing an unboxing. I'm dying of curiosity.
Ooh.
Is that something your cable company sent you, Roger, or is it something you got for yourself?
I got it for myself for a backup modem. I had problems with my other one with my number one small computer, and the modem drivers went out, so I thought that's why you haven't seen me on here for a while.
Ah,
So I bought this one, but in the meantime I switched back over to my black desktop, and guess what works? Oh well.
over the winter, I my lawnmower battery went dead. I need my lawnmower battery because it's the starter. It's an electrical starting a lawnmower. And it wouldn't keep it charged. It went completely bad. So I had to order a new one, which I did. And in the meantime, I had to weed whack the lawn. I've got like 3 lots, so it took me like, normally it's a 2.5 hour job. So it just took me forever. I had to do it over 2 days.
Darn.
And battery finally shows up. And dang it, if the battery isn't dead. So I then contacted them via chat. And they said, oh, we need you to send us a picture to show the defective part. How do you show off a dead battery and get that captured on? So what I did was I took a video of me plugging it into the charging port, because the charging port has a feature that lets you know if the battery's completely dead. So I guess they trusted the video. They said, okay, this is a realistic claim. We're going to forward this along, and we'll let you know when you send you another one. I'm kind of going, okay. So it's like each department doesn't talk to the other. I'm kind of going, so who knows when I'm going to see this battery. In the meantime, I'm stuck weed whacking the garden again. So I'm going to take over screen share
Okay.
and going to show you what I've done so far. Got one arm pretty much drawn. Been fiddling around with the helmet. And that's all the farther I've gotten so far. I originally just meant to crank this thing out, so I'd have it ready for, like I said, Monster Monday. But then I got really engrossed in tweaking it just like this, just like that. You know how obsessive we can get about things sometimes.
Oh, yeah. One fun thing, I did the Deception Pass trip I was talking about.
Oh, how did you like Deception Pass?
Oh, very good, and it had definitely what I was looking for. Here, I'll share. Is the screen share on?
Yes, it should be on.
No, it's not.
What? I only did it for myself. There we go. Try it now.
So anyway, here is my the results of my research for the 4 hours between.
That is a beautiful shot.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
So it is pretty much, it really is a good location. I thought that might be just what you needed.
Yeah, I mean, I've been having such bad luck finding anything rocky out here that it's nice to find that it exists.
Oh, that last one with the driftwood. No, farther back, 2 more back. Yeah, that one. That's a really good shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the clay banks, cliffs that are unique to the Northwest.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's some good examples of that around here. I definitely need to look up what kind of rock this is.
I think you'll find it's basalt.
Okay. Oh, yes, very likely.
But, I could be wrong.
Well, it's better than my telling myself it was some kind of granite, because growing up back east, it's all granite. But anyway, it's a very good starting point for finding other things, and it was close, and it was the best one that I could do as a day trip. I definitely want to try and look into other places, but considering this was the only weekend I had an access to a car, I figured it was a good place to start. I swear that bridge gave me vertigo.
Did you walk out on it? Because a lot of
A
people
little
can't
bit.
stand it's such a tall bridge, and it can be so windy there that
I started feeling heavy the instant I went out 10 feet out. Yeah. As these photographs suggest. Ooh, that's a nice one.
that's great.
Mm,
I'm very familiar with that section right there. That's way down on the beach.
yeah.
Great shots.
Yeah, no, it's sort of like sooner or later I want to get a proper camera, but the phone does some really remarkably good material.
So what did you do for, did you pack a lunch or,
Yeah.
so you had a nice picnic down there?
Hmm. Yeah, I've been doing sandwiches lately with my very own homemade bread. Essentially homemade whole wheat with baba ganoush and cheese. Ooh, and you wouldn't believe how hard some of these spots were to get to. I mean, there's one bit that was so steep it had a rope attached.
Someone was courteous enough to leave you a rope?
Not leave, but have one set up and tied to a root.
So, Bill, how many of these do you have?
Here, I think I did about 400 picks or something.
Oh,
Essentially, generally, when I'm doing research, I pretty much shoot every last inch I can,
all right.
and the arts and the editing. But one thing I've found, I mean, I majored in photography in school, And one thing I've found these days, because I am mostly taking photographs for research, has given my shooting a kind of forensic quality, which I kind of like. Where it's not so much, well, yeah, it's art. You want to go for an artistic composition, but ultimately the purpose of the shot is to get as much data as possible, which makes it mildly clinical, I think. Oh,
Well, I think you certainly captured the flavor of the area.
oh, definitely.
So I don't know if you have access to Peacock. If you have Comcast,
Uh-huh.
oh, pardon me, not Comcast. Yeah, if you have Comcast, you should have access to Peacock.
Right.
And a movie on Peacock right now is a good little horror film called Megan. It's about a robot that's a child's companion. And they did a fantastic job on this movie.
Nice.
They a lot of it had to do with their set. They worked with a limited budget, but you cannot tell. They also wanted to have a PG rating, so they kept the gore down to a bare minimum. So when you're doing a lot of implied violence, it
Yeah.
can be, it can you it's you, there's a real knack to it. But they also did a lot of set design using colors to make something that should feel like a comfortable home look more like a masculine home, a little more antiseptic. And they were doing purposeful things like that that really you could tell when you were watching, going, "Oh, I know why they did it like that." That was a really good choice, and thoroughly enjoyable horror film.
Cool. And I think this is near the end of it. Oh, that was where the rope was. Matter of fact, I think you can see the rope there.
And did you
But
go
also,
down the rope or use it to go up?
yes. This is pretty close to the end of it. But I ended up walking about 7 miles.
Oh, that's a workout for the day.
Yeah, definitely. When I got home, I felt like my legs were about to fall off.
Well, plus you had to drive there and back, so there's all that work.
Yeah, especially since I overshot more than a little slightly. I was sort of,
You
I did so little.
overshot.
I was sort of going for, I was assuming that I was going to see the sign for it sooner or later. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing more and more signs about how close to Bellingham I'm getting. And I'm saying, okay, I better pull over and look at the map.
Oh, you didn't use your phone's GPS?
I I I did after that, yes. And oh, that's a nice one. But it was rather nice. I think, not counting my trips to Maine, this is the first time I've been out of the metro area for quite a few years.
You may have to consider doing it more often.
Oh, definitely. And that's all of it.
Well, thank you for showing that to us, Bill.
Pleasure. And now that I know where that is, I can sort of start, at the very least, start using better use of making better use of Google Maps for some of the nearby areas. And let's see. I said I've been feeling pretty good about what I've been churning out this last couple of weeks, though the one downside of the house sitting right now is the cat I'm taking care of is being more and more sociable.
Oh, so you have to actually spend some time looking after the cat?
Which I have no problem with, but it's the amount of time I have to spend lifting, putting, manually moving her off of the table. Last night, she started drinking from my brush water. Thank goodness it was clean.
Okay, here's the animation. Now, the
let's see.
first part is what I did the other day. Last part is what I did today. Here goes.
That's so many legs to draw.
Yeah.
That just takes so much time. I was noticing in a lot of modern cartoons, like when I'm watching anime, I look to see how much they save by one doing extreme close-ups where they're only moving the mouth and a little bit with the eyes and the rest of it's still, so they don't have to worry about too much animation there. And a lot of times they're just panning to still shots
Mhm.
and then maybe moving the still shot a little bit with a little bit of an action vibration going in the background.
Yeah, it's rather interesting. There's a anime blogger on YouTube, anime YouTuber who goes by the tag My Mother's Basement, and he did a one of his essays was all about the opposite of that, where occasionally you'll see these shows, especially around the finale, where they put the mega buku bucks into 5 minutes of an action shot. And it's rather interesting. I was talking about Gendy Tertovsky, where he does a whole lot of that, where a lot of what makes his stuff good is he's emphasizing a lot of the stuff that he's doing with his incredible storyboarding, but a lot of that storyboarding allows for quite a few dramatic still shots. I don't know if you've seen Primal at all, or
No, I haven't.
I confess that for all its talk, I only just started watching episodes of it, and yeah, it's impressive.
Oh, I have, no, Primal. Yes, I have seen about 6 or 7 episodes of Primal.
Mhm.
A caveman with the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Pretty hilarious idea.
and they play it completely straight.
Well, I'll share my screen one last time.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, that's coming out nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it's progressing. I may have to figure out what to do in this area, but
Yeah, because it's sort of like it makes it look like he has three sets of pecs.
well, the costumes aren't that great,
Um,
but they're. I might have to redo those. They're supposed to look like abs, but instead they're looking like weird, chest sausages.
mhm.
So, but I'm having fun working with the shadows. I'll just when I figure out how I'm really going to go in with that chest, I'll start with the top, and then maybe just redraw that entire section. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how well this is coming along.
Mm.
So I'll stop
The
sharing.
shadowing you have there has an almost Magnolia quality to it.
And I'm using that brush tip that I told you about last time. The what's it called? The calligraphy brush tip that I altered a little bit based on a YouTube video I saw. And I've been really liking how it draws lines. So this coming weekend, I'm doing a show. Crypticon is at SeaTac on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
So if you folks are in the area, the weekend after that, what had apparently been was put on the waiting room for a thing for Tacoma that I've been wanting to be in, but while I was on that waiting list, a different show asked me to be a panelist. And so I'm doing this tabletop convention the following week, or I might be leaving town. My wife hasn't really nailed down a date on me. I got to talk to her about her calendars. And then the weekend after that, I have another show in Spokane. And can you believe it?
Con.
Oh, yeah, it's Lilac City Comic Con. So I'll be out in your neck of the woods, Roger.
Yeah, I've got free tickets for that, so I'll see you there, I hope.
Absolutely. I'll definitely have a table.
Are you going to be there both days, Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday?
Let's see. I'm setting up on it's only 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm setting up, I'm going to drive over and set up on Friday night. And I'm staying with a friend. He and I usually go out for dinner. And then I leave my car in town at his son's house. We drive down from his place the next morning. And then that night, I'll drive up by myself and stay at his place. Well, he does online role playing. I'm not sure if it's what is it? What's a fairly mainstream multiplayer fantasy game? World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So for several years, he's been a part of a guild that meets every week to do it. And so he just never misses that if he can at all help it. Because I think he's sort of like the host. Well, gentlemen, it was fun hanging with you today. And for those of you who were watching, you got to admire Roger's animation skills and Bill's slideshow of the Pacific Northwest. And we'll see you all next week.